Hello friends, I'm Larry with Rides Done Right, and this is Journey to Track Days. Hello! Yeah. Boy, that was nice.
This car was already built by Strictly Street Rods. He got wiped out in the 4-lane stance.
I can have the most talented guy in there, but if he's not driving with the rest of the crew, it's in the back.
Drives the truck, drives the car, he flies the plane. Do you get paid 3 times? No.
This show, top 5 in America.
Hello friends, I'm Larry with Rides Done Right, and you're watching Journey to Track Days, and today is July 14th, and I'll be riding with Too Fast again today, and we're probably going to see Pat O'Connor, who was in our first track day that we did, and so he'll really have a great perspective of how the day is going to go based on where we were before. But in addition, it sounds like we're going to get Too Fast owner Mark Degross to come out with us too. So we'll see how we do this. They're both going to have cameras on, and we'll be going back and forth. I've got cameras on my bike again. I'm running a 360 Fly HD, and I'm running a GoPro, so less than what I had last time, but we'll see how this works. And we're looking forward to some good video today. The weather's going to be good, and we're excited to get out on the track, so watch for it and see how it turns out. All right, so it is July 14th, and I found the owner of Too Fast. Mark, how we doing?
We're having a great day. Looking forward to more.
All right, man. Well, we went out and did a little dipsy doodle to get a taste of what we're going to do.
Yep.
So, Mark, you've looked at the stuff that the first track day that I did with Pat and went through the videos, so you kind of are aware of what I done there and kind of where we're at. What do you have for a plan today? What are we going to do?
I got to go out and assess you. We did a quick warm up, so I have a quick little idea. But you know, working as a good coach with someone, you got to feel where the student at is, what the biggest improvements I can help you make. And I think I got a couple areas. Usually it's bike position, bike placement. Vision is another big thing that's there, and motor controls. Those are the first 3 things we really watch and look at those things, and I'm sure we'll touch on those and fine-tune those. And if things are great, if they're not, they're great. If they are, then we'll work on a little bit and get those tiled in so we can work on other stuff later.
Well, I know that one of the things that I had mentioned that I'm wanting to work on in this round is I'm having a hard time getting the bike over. It's like I know where the lines are. Pat showed me where those lines are, but for some reason I can't seem to hit those points. I don't know if it's something I'm just need to lean more power, how to get off the bike more, or do something to get into those. So that's one of the things I want to work on, and I got to try and figure out how to get into turn 1 without creeping so bad, because I go up the straight and then I lock up my brakes and then I creep around like a little grandma, and then I start picking up it a little bit. But
yeah, I think with just a few sessions we'll go out there and probably vision and focus. Where you're looking really determines the inputs you do. So if we get your vision in the right place, oftentimes your motor controls, your inputs you're doing the bike to control, will smoothen up and be more in the right spots than they are if they're not. After that, we're going to probably play a little bit with body position and peeking outside the windscreen and weighting those pegs. It's amazing how much when you weight the pegs, you can now put the bike where you want it, or it responds easier because now you're working with it with your body rather than fighting it. So I'm guessing those will be some things we'll work on, but probably vision and focus will be the first thing.
Okay, because the first problem that we really noticed real early, Pat did, was that I was taking my feet and sticking them outside and trying to rip my toes off.
You ride like a duck.
Yeah, yeah. So I have in the off time, I've been on the Ducati, and I've been trying to ride on my tiptoes to just get practice on not doing that anymore. So that'll be one of the things I want to work on today. But then I guess we'll see what it's like to try and stick my head over the side or something.
It's a hard thing, and a lot of people focus on the butt, and I always tell people you want to get there with the butt, but 2/3 of most people's weight is from their hips up. And so let's just get comfortable sticking the upper body out. You can usually be a little more fluid and smooth at that, and then we can start adding a little bit of butt cheek movement with that when we need it. But usually body position is down here in what we call the order of the sport. vision and focus, bike placement, bike direction, and motor controls are the top three, not in that order, but those are the things we touch on first. If we can get those right, then we start fine-tuning the other stuff, because what good is it for you to be in the right body position if you're 40 feet off the apex pointed at the weeds? You know, we got to get you pointed the right area first, then we can fine-tune other stuff. So that's kind of put the order in that way.
Yeah, and that's kind of been my story is that the real baby steps. What I liked is Pat was real patient with me, and we just focused on some fundamentals that really pretty major mistakes that I've made through habits over the years. And it'll be interesting to see if I'm able to continue moving with that today at all, and knock some of those old habits out. And the reality is too that, you know, that this stuff still is new to me. Going faster and then slowing down is something that I'm not used to. So
we remember one of the first things I said to you when we got the track was, I don't really care what your pace is. What I want to do is build your confidence and increase your competence. So the two go hand in glove, so that as your pace increases, those two factors don't drop. They still stay at a high level. Now you're riding with confidence and ability, and your pace increases, but you're still in your comfort level right here, which is an incredible place. And I think we've got that, and we'll get and keep improving on that today as we go out more.
Right on. So last...
Got to deal with the track noise, yep.
That don't get old, though. I mean, I'll take a pause for that any day, man.
Yeah.
So last time out, we had half the morning with the chicane, and then half the morning without the chicane. What's the plan for today?
We're not running the chicane today. I do that because since my days in Portland run on a Friday before a race round, the organization OMRA, who runs a race round, 2 rounds out of their 6 rounds a year run it with the chicane. They are a club that only does one track for their whole club, so that to give their club members variety, they put a chicane in, and it changes the format. The problem is a lot of the bigger bikes don't like to run it and don't run it for their races, so half the people here run it don't, so that's why on that last day, which was a Friday before a race round, they were running the chicane, the race round, so we ran it half a day to give guys practice, and then the rest of the day for the guys that don't run it. Today, tomorrow's races, there's also races, but they're not running the chicane at all during the weekend, so no one wants practice. So we follow the schedule that OMRA puts up and supports that with our Friday track days, because about 2/3 of our customers are racers. We still are a street-oriented group, but on the Fridays before race rounds, there's a lot of attendants that are racers here.
So what do the groupings look like today? Because when Pat and I did it about a month ago, most of the guys, there were a lot of hundreds, and so a lot of beginners, and I noticed that I was right in the middle of what looked like that group. I was able to pass some of the slower folks and get passed by some of the others. So what's here today?
We have 4 groups at our Portland group. They like to have 4 groups. We call our introductory group basically the relaxed group. Then we have an intermediate 200, an expert 300, and on days like this we have a 400 racer group. Today I thought there was a new racer school that OMRA puts on, and so I sacrificed my 100 group for it. I found out I miscalculated that. It's actually next weekend. So we had a 200, 300, and 400 group, when normally we'd have a 100 group, and had it today. So that's why we're running a 3-group format, and the first group is 200 intermediate.
So how many 100s are riding in the 200 today?
I would bet not many, because it wasn't available to register for. Some days we do that just because we have so few people, and there's a lot more. But out there's not many hardly. I bet there's maybe 1 or 2. So.
And I'm pretty sure I'm one.
We're throwing you the wolves, yeah. But I've got good goals for myself and for you. I think you're going to be right just fine, and be hanging with them, having a great time at the end of the day.
I'm going to guess that you guys have looked at the videos, maybe saw enough of progression or something. I don't know. It sounds like what we're doing is we're going out together, so I don't have to worry about being out there on my own and with the 200s.
No, I have little markers. We don't have a lap timer. That's always a good marker, but the bike I'm riding today has a working speedometer, so as I go through corners, I can get a reference to how we started the day at the various corners, what your speed was, and then by the end of the day, hopefully, like I've talked about, your confidence is the same level and your comfort level is the same level, but your speed might go up 5 to 10 miles an hour. So therefore, your pace is increased, but you're riding just as in control as you were this morning.
So, and I think when we talked about this is that I'm really wanting to try and focus on getting those technical parts of just trying to get the bike over and be in the right positions. And I'm guessing I'm going to sacrifice some speed today to try to get myself into those kind of positions.
I love Ken Hill's a big mentor of mine, and behind his methodology, he ran with Nick Einash, Freddie Spencer School for quite a few years, went on or helped run the Yamaha Champion School and Ridiculous Racing. And one of his things he took from Freddie, and one of Freddie's mantras was, you got to slow down to go fast. So you got to slow things down and develop good skills, perfect them, and then as you add speed, now you can add them speed and you'll be faster in the end. So it's exactly right. I wouldn't be surprised if the first few sessions you are a teeny bit slower perfecting these skills, but I bet by the end of the day you're faster, and again at the same comfort level with the same competence, but you're going much faster around the track. And that's a great place to be when you can come back with this big grin on your face going, holy cow, I never thought I could do it, and it was just as easy. I didn't feel like I was trying any harder. That's our goal for the day. We'll see if we can accomplish it.
Well, I'm excited for it, and we've chatted long enough now where over the course of the last couple of months, I'm just excited to go out and ride with you. I think it'll be fun anyway.
Yep.
So
Good stuff.
hang out with us, and we'll put up some video on both of the bikes and show you how the day went. And I think we'll also plan on doing a recap like we did with Pat last time, and Mark can tell me at the end of the day how things went, and we'll get my report card and see if it's a or what.
We don't ever have us.
No
we only
ups.
have,
All right. Well, I'll go for that one.
Amen.
So, all right, man. So, stay tuned and watch on.
Good day.